Welcome to Country Conversations, a podcast where we talk all things country music. My name is Joey, and as always, I'm joined by...
Hey man, it's Chris over here. What's going on tonight, Joey?
Not much, man. We got a special guest on for this one. A return guest, that is.
One of our all-stars coming back.
For sure. Guys, we've got Kurt back. He joined us a little ways back for the Eric Church album review that we did. So, Kurt, thanks so much for coming on, man. We appreciate that.
Yeah, no worries. Anytime, boys. I'm glad to be on.
Heck yeah. So what's been going on with you, man? Anything new, or what you been listening to catch us up with what's been going on with you lately?
Not a whole lot. TikTok's kind of like I've been falling off TikTok a little bit. That's just because, school and stuff going on and all that. It's been a lot less time to post. Even over the summer, I didn't post that much because I was away and off the grid a bunch. But, I've been listening to a lot of, I don't know if you guys know, actually you guys do know Connor Smith.
Oh, yeah.
I've been listening to his stuff like nonstop. He is coming up quickly. Aside from that, it's just, I've been listening to a lot of Kojo's double album. That's a good
right.
album.
Yes, it is. We love that one. Tell him about Connor, Joey.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw, man, but my other buddy Corey and I, we just went and saw Connor at a small college bar last week, and dude, it was sick. We were like right against the stage, and we got to go back and meet him and all this stuff. I was DMing him on our Instagram account and stuff, and we were chatting. He let us come back and meet him and get a pic with him, and it was, dude, I'm telling you, that was I saw Luke Combs at the same bar back in 2017, and that was probably as rowdy as when Luke was there and like as packed, because it's hard to explain if you've never been there, but they've got like the dance floor area with the stage and like stairs that lead down to that area, and it was so packed they had to like rope it off to not let anybody else down there, and like it was a one in, one out type situation, just like when Luke played there. So, dude, Connor's definitely on the rise for sure, because I've been to quite a few shows there, and it's not always like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, he's killing it.
Yeah, he's awesome. That I Hate Alabama was a freaking jam for him, man. That thing went viral, came out, a day or two before Alabama lost?
Yeah, he released it, I think it was the Friday before Alabama lost, and who'd they lose to? I know they were unranked.
It was A&M.
Lost. A&M,
yeah,
they lost A&M the day after he dropped the song.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, but good for Connor. He's a good dude, man. It was really cool getting to go to that show and see him. But yeah, I've been listening to a lot of him too, actually. And same Kojo, man. It's been a Kojo month for sure. What about you, Chris? What you been listening to, man?
Definitely the last month and a half. Kojo would definitely be my top artist. He's definitely, when we do our year-end rankings, he's definitely in my top 3 this year, so he's the freaking man. We just saw him live probably 6 weeks ago here close to home, and he is fire live. It's crazy, man.
Man, I know we've talked about it on the show before, but I can't wait to get to see him next year. That'll be sweet.
Yep, for sure.
Till You Can't is flying up the charts, isn't it? All genre.
It's all genre. It's already his biggest hit. It's already bigger than both of the love songs that had charted for him, and it's jumping quick up the radio chart. So I don't know if something happened in Nashville to where the right people kind of are behind him this time as far as radio goes. But his Spotify listeners and his getting added to playlists have gone way up. So I know it's about time. But it's pretty cool to see.
For sure, man. Speaking of just Cody's and radio play, there's another Cody that's looking to hit mainstream radio from what I've heard. Cody Jinks. I saw that Grady Smith posted something on his story last night or earlier today. I can't remember when he posted it, but it was like a letter or something of Like a Hurricane, which is an unreleased Cody Jinks song, is set to hit mainstream radio play.
Do you listen to him any, Kurt?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I for sure do. And that's definitely a bit of a surprise, actually, that he would be going on the radio, but a good surprise.
Yeah, I was like, what? It caught me off guard. I'm like, that's kind of interesting, but good for him. I love Jinx. He's awesome, man.
Yeah, I gotta jump into him a little bit more. I've listened to him, but I need to delve a little deeper, especially before the show that we just got tickets to for next summer.
That was what is that festival? It's Ohio Country Superfest.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got tickets to that. That was yesterday, so that's going to be fun, man. Or no, that was... Yeah, today's... Yeah, we're recording on Tuesday this week, so yeah, yesterday.
Yep. Luke Combs headlining Ohio Stadium.
Yep, Luke Combs, the headliner, Cody Jinks, Zach Bryan, Cameron Marlowe and Morgan Wade are the openers.
Yeah.
That's
It's
going to be a good show.
Stacked lineup, really, because, I mean,
Yeah.
Maybe not necessarily a stadium format, but Jinx and Zach Bryan are kind of headliners in their own respect, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So Marlowe, he's been on the rise too. Another name, kind of like Connor Smith, just blowing up that everybody's loving and digging, so that'll be fun. But man, something else I saw on social media that's been kind of around for like a few days is that this is just something I found interesting, that Eric Church is using COVID sniff dogs to like check for the COVID-19 proteins in people, in his crew, the staff at all these venues and everything like that before playing shows at these cities that he's going to. And I don't know, I just thought that was interesting that, I think him or his management or somebody quoted that that was the only way that they were able to keep doing shows like safely and not having to cancel anything.
That's pretty wild, man.
That's interesting. Yeah, I haven't heard of that before.
Yeah, I'd never heard of that. We don't deserve dogs, though. I mean, dogs are so smart. I mean, it's crazy. I'm like,
Amen.
It's
man,
interesting. It's interesting they can even pick up on something like that. To be honest, like that's just wild.
mind blowing. I read that and I had to like reread it. I'm like, is this like a troll, like clickbait article or something? I'm like, oh no, it's legit. Wow. It's just fascinating to think that a dog could pick something like that up.
He's got a big show this coming week that we originally were going to be at.
Yeah, man. What a chain of events that day has turned into for you and I. Kurt, I don't know if you heard us talk about this or not, but originally for November 5th, we had tickets to see Luke Combs in Chicago.
Okay.
And it was from when the shows were delayed from last year and everything. I rescheduled for November 5th or whatever. Well, then we find out that George Strait and Eric Church are headlining that AT Live down in Atlanta. So we're like, oh man, we love Luke, but we've seen him double digits. You only get to see the King and Eric together, maybe never.
Yeah, no, maybe never is right.
Yeah, so we were like, well, let's sell the Luke tickets and get some Church and George Strait tickets. So we did that, and then just with my limited vacation time that I have left for this year and the distance, because it is like an 8-hour drive to get to Atlanta, we were like, maybe we'll.
And you've seen Eric twice.
Yeah, in
the last 2 months.
Right. Yeah. So I was like, well, it'd be fun, but it's a lot to try to get off of work and drive down there, get a hotel, drive back, all that. And I was like, it's definitely a once in a lifetime show, but I think we're just gonna have to pass. So we sold those tickets, Then I wound up still getting the day off because I told my employer, I was like, hey, I don't really need this day off anymore. I can work. Well, the schedule comes out and I'm still off. And I was like, well, my wife and son are going out of town and I'll be home hanging out with my brother. Let's see what I can get into. And so I was just Googling concerts that were somewhat close to me that day and wound up getting tickets to go see Riley Green in Kentucky with my brother. So.
And I already had tickets to that show.
Yeah, ironically. So I've had 3 different sets of concert tickets for the same day in the past year and a half or so, 2 years, whatever. Whenever we got those Luke tickets originally. Seems like a lifetime ago, but. So I will be seeing Riley Green in Kentucky this Friday. Passed up on Luke, passed up on the King and Eric, and it wound up being Riley.
Well, that's still pretty good for a concert.
Yeah, it was closer. Tickets were really cheap, like $20-some. So I was like,
that's not bad at all.
Can't beat that for. I think it's probably like a 4-hour drive for us, I would say, but a bros road trip, so it'll be fun for me and my brother to go.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, and then like Chris said, he's had those tickets ever since we sold the George and Eric tickets because he was like, well, I'm gonna do something that night, and he wound up getting the tickets. And
it's a little closer to me too. So
yeah,
I think
close,
2.5 hours. I'll probably just book it home after the show.
Yeah, that's crazy, but. So yeah, definitely a chain of events. And then something else I want to kind of mention to you guys. I don't know, Kurt, if you've heard us talk about him or even heard of him, but Dan Alley just put out 2 new tracks this past week. Have you ever heard of him?
No, I have not, no.
Yeah, he's a local guy to me. He grew up.
He's in Nashville, right?
Yeah, he's in Nashville now, but he grew up probably like 20 minutes from me, so I've seen him play like local bars and stuff since he was just kind of getting started. And he put out
freaking good.
Oh, dude. Super country. He put out Fall a Little Deeper and Country Music for Sale. Are the 2 new songs that he put out. And Fall a Little Deeper got put on a pretty big Apple playlist, like Country Risers or something like that. I forget the name of the playlist, but that was pretty cool to see.
Yeah, you got to check him out, Kurt. He's really traditional, but he's really good.
Yeah, production is like top
Yeah,
notch on that
I'll
stuff.
definitely have.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to give him a listen for sure. I hadn't heard of him before,
Yeah, good
but
kid
yeah, I'll
too,
definitely do that.
for sure. Yeah, he super good guy and everything. But
He's got a lot of unreleased stuff on YouTube too. That's really killer.
yeah, a bunch. He put out a song in that was early 2020, I think. It's called "Come On," and then the pandemic and the world just went crazy. So he kind of, I think, just put a halt on everything until this year. And yeah, good for him. Good to see him getting some attention, especially. We actually, my brother and I went to Nashville back in June, and it was funny because he was playing AJ's Good Time Bar, or whatever it's called, Alan Jackson's bar down there. And I was like, man, it's crazy to see a little kid from small town Ohio in a packed out Nashville bar. So that was pretty sweet. But
Yeah, that's sick.
that's all I really had as far as catching up, man. Did you guys have anything else you want to throw in before we get into the bulk of this episode?
Nah, I'm good.
Cool,
No, I'm
cool.
good. Let's get into
Yeah,
it.
man.
Sweet.
Let's
So,
do it.
yeah, as the listeners, as you all probably saw, we're going to be talking about the CMAs and our predictions like we like to do on this show. We like to predict the future of these award winners. So, thank you for tuning in.
Usually
And,
wrong.
yeah, we usually bomb it, so we'll see how we do this year. But the CMAs are airing next week, November 10th on ABC at 8 p.m. Luke Bryan hosting by himself, I think, right?
Yeah, I think that's right.
I haven't seen
He'll do a good
anybody else
job.
hosting with
He's
him.
always good.
Yeah, I hadn't seen anybody else either, Kurt. So yeah, he's got the personality for it. I think it'll be entertaining for sure. He's goofy, but knows how to be professional and everything. So, but yeah, Eric Church and Stapleton lead with the most nominations. They each have 5 nominations apiece.
No surprise there.
No, not at all.
Yeah, no surprise.
But I guess we can go ahead and get
They
started.
both had records come out this year, so
Oh yeah, well I mean Eric
Yeah,
had
let's do it,
3 records come out this year technically, if we're being like super technical. I'm just kidding. We already talked about how we felt about that. Go listen to the other episode that we did with Kurt and you'll hear our thoughts on that. But yeah, we can go ahead and jump into
That's
it, man.
right.
The first category is Single of the Year. You've got Famous Friends by Chris Young and Kane Brown. The Good Ones, Gabby Barrett. Hell of a View, Eric Church. One Night Standards, Ashley McBride. And Starting Over by Chris Stapleton. A ton of good songs.
oof, that's tough, man. That's a good list. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with my gut.
What do you think, Joey?
I know what I want to win, and I don't think this will be the one, but I'm gonna go with "Hell of a View" by Eric Church.
Do
about
you
you?
think that's going to win, or do you just want it to win?
I'm going with the underdog. My other choice, if I had a second choice, I'd probably go with "The Good Ones" by Gabby Barrett.
What do you think, Kurt?
I had Hell of a View more so as the one that I want to win. I mean, I don't think it's gonna win just because there's other songs that are probably more popular amongst a more like wider group of listeners. So if I had to pick a realistic winner, it'd be like The Good Ones by Gabby Barrett because that's just a huge song.
Yeah.
What do you think, Chris?
I'm going to go Famous Friends.
Ooh, that's a big one too, though. Really.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that's a good way to get Chris and Kane. You know, Kane, they never give Kane any awards on these shows.
No.
And it's nominated for collab, and they're going to perform together. So, I mean, I don't know. Probably Stapleton. Stapleton's probably just going to sweep all this.
Right.
But I'm going to go with Famous Friends.
Yeah, Stapleton will come out and just get all 5 of his nominations.
Yeah.
All right, so I've got Hell of a View by Eric Church. Kurt, you've got The Good Ones by Gabby Barrett. And Chris, you went with Famous Friends by Chris Young with Kane Brown.
We all got different choices. It'll probably be Stapleton.
Yeah.
One that we
We'll
didn't. None
probably
of us
all
picked.
miss it.
Yeah.
Cool. Next category, Song of the Year. This one might be a unanimous one. We'll see. Forever After All by Luke Combs.
I don't think so.
The Good Ones by Gabby Barrett. Hell of a View by Eric Church. One Night Standards by Ashley McBride. And Starting Over by Chris Stapleton. Ton of the same nominees except for Luke Combs with Forever After All is swapped out for Famous Friends by Chris Young. Everything else is the same as Single of the Year.
Single of the Year is supposed to be the biggest song of the year, and Forever After All was the biggest song of the year. How is that not nominated for Single of the Year?
I have no idea. Isn't
That's
that crazy?
But at least it's nominated for Song of the Year.
Yeah, that's strange.
Yeah, super strange. But that's what I'm going with for
What you
Song
got,
of the Year. Forever After All, for sure.
Yeah, I got Forever After All as well. It's definitely was the biggest song of the year for sure. Probably should have been single of the year, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm with you. What do you think, Chris? Do I even have to ask?
You do, because I'm going with Starting Over.
Oh, yeah. You are a big Stapleton guy, too. And
Well,
that's a great song.
Yeah, Song of the Year to me is the best written song. It's not the biggest hit. Forever After All should have been the single of the year.
Yeah.
But they just don't.
I'm with you on that.
They just don't know what they're doing half the time. But I mean, obviously, I want Luke to win, but I just think they'll give it to Starting Over.
Sure. I get it. Cool. So, Forever After All for Kurt and I, and you're going with Stapleton with Starting Over. Sweet.
That's right, man.
See how it pans
think,
out.
I think we definitely picked the winner. one of us picked
Yeah.
the winner
Between the
on
three
that
of us, yeah. Next
right.
up, category Female Vocalist of the Year. You've got Gabby Barrett, Miranda Lambert, Ashley McBride, Maren Morris, and Carly Pierce.
What do you think, man?
I would love to see Carly Pierce take it because that album 29 was phenomenal. I think she's had a really good year. But I'm thinking Gabby Barrett. I think I'm going to go with Gabby Barrett. What about you?
What do you think, Kurt?
yeah, I'm gonna say Gabby Barrett's gonna take that as well.
I'm gonna go. I think Carly will take it.
Carly. I'd like to see that. No shade towards any of the other ladies nominated, but Carly's just had a fantastic year. So
It's crazy seeing that without Carrie and without Kelsey, and without Casey Musgraves. I mean, it's some new blood in there.
for sure. I wouldn't be surprised if they give it to Maren though.
Yeah,
They love her. They love
her,
Maren
yeah.
Morris. So we'll see. Cool. So Gabby is Kurt and I, and then you've got Carly. So we'll see how that turns out. Next up, we've got Vocal Group of the Year, and that comes between Lady A, Little Big Town, Midland, Old Dominion, and Zach Brown Band. I never know with these groups and like duo. Well, duo is kind of obvious nowadays, but like the group always throws me off. I'm just gonna pick Old Dominion because like I feel like you just never know who's gonna get it. But I'm gonna go Old Dominion. What do you got, Kurt?
I went with Midland. Just
Nice.
because they're kind of making a little bit more noise now than they used to. Like they haven't released anything like super new or like anything huge in a little while, but a lot of their stuff's starting to get floated around on TikTok and stuff. So they're becoming a little bit. They're getting a little bit more attention than they used to, and I just like that the trio that they have there. They all sound really great together. So I'm gonna go with Midland for that one.
Nice. Chris, what you got, man?
I guess Old Dominion. I feel like none of
Yeah.
these groups had like huge years. I mean, they're big names, but
Yeah.
none of it really sticks out to me. So I'm just gonna go with Old Dominion.
Yeah. Cool. So we're both with Old Dominion, and then Kurt's got Midland. All right, sweet. Vocal Duo of the Year. The iconic Brooks and Dunn.
That's right.
Brothers Osborne, Dan and Shay, Florida Georgia Line, and Maddie and Tay. I would love to see Brooks and Dunn grab it because with this whole reboot tour and everything. But I'm thinking Dan and Shay are going to take this one.
Yeah, me too, man.
Yeah, Kurt, do you have any other choice for yours?
I was gonna go with Brothers Osborne.
Oh,
Nice.
I hope they win.
That would be
They
cool.
won. They won before.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they win, and I actually think they're gonna win. Just they did release new music this year, so that is usually that's an indicator. If you don't release new music in a year, you're probably not gonna win an award. So I'm gonna go with Brothers Osborne.
Nice, awesome. We saw them at AT Live in 2019. Chris,
Yeah, they're good.
yeah, they were awesome live. So definitely would like to see them get it. Next up, we have got Male Vocalist of the Year between Dirk Bentley, Eric Church, Luke Combs, Thomas Rhett, and Chris Stapleton.
Oof, it's tough.
A lot of competition there, a lot of amazing talent, but I'm going to go Stapleton on this one.
What do you think, Kurt?
I'm gonna go Stapleton as well. His album was phenomenal, and the vocals on it were just he killed it. So I'm just gonna go Stapleton.
Yeah, me too. Stapleton's year. Obviously, it wouldn't surprise me if they give it to Luke. Hopefully, they don't give it to Thomas Rhett because sometimes Thomas just slides in on these
Yeah.
awards out of nowhere and
Which
wins.
Country Again Side A I love that album. I'm not even gonna lie. But since the release of that, it didn't do too well. The Redneck Be Like, and then that one that he's about to drop Friday, the same that this episode's gonna be live. Man, I don't know what he's doing. I don't get it.
I agree,
But
man. Hopefully Stapleton takes it there. I mean, he killed it this year.
he did
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, he did.
I'm with you. The next major category, we've got musical event of the year. Buy Dirt by Jordan Davis and Luke Bryan. Chasing After You, Ryan Hurd with Maren Morris. Drunk by Elle King and Miranda Lambert. Famous Friends, Chris Young and Kane Brown. Half of My Hometown, Kelsey Ballerini featuring Kenny Chesney. Some really good collabs there, really.
Really good choices.
I'm going to go on this one. There are quite a few good ones in this category, but I'm going to go Famous Friends, Chris Young with Kane Brown.
What do you think, Kurt?
I'm also gonna go Famous Friends with Chris Young and Kane Brown. That was a good song and good collaboration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you got, Chris?
I got Famous Friends. I would say if something's going to beat it, it's probably going to be Buy Dirt by Jordan Davis and Luke Bryan. That's been a big hit already, and it's still climbing the charts. But I would say Famous Friends has this pretty solid.
Yeah, I'm with you. I love Buy Dirt. I think that's an awesome song.
Yeah, it's a good song.
Good meaning. But next up, we've got Album of the Year. Rolling through these major categories, man. 29.
Big one.
Yeah, big one. So 29 by Carly Pearce. Dangerous, the double album by Morgan Wallen. Heart, Eric Church. Skeletons, Brothers Osborne. And Starting Over by Chris Stapleton.
Oof. It's tough, man.
Man, that's a tough one.
Tough.
I would love to see Morgan take it because I think that is one of the better albums, one of the best albums released this year. I also think Stapleton had one of the best albums too, though. These are all, and Carly too. These are like, I'm thinking to my year-end list of what were my favorites, and basically every album on here is up for my nomination of top for the year. So I'm gonna go Stapleton though. I think they're gonna give it to Stapleton for sure.
Yeah. What do you think, Kurt?
I got Dangerous, the double album, and I mean it broke so many records and it just shattered streaming records and sales records and stuff. I don't really see Starting Over, as good of an album as Starting Over is, and even like Heart and their Church of Skeletons, I just don't see, based off numbers and, streaming, how you can't give it to Dangerous, but you never know, right?
Right. I'm with you because that was my first initial thought. I'm like, man, the sales and the records that Dangerous has done is just unbelievable, but it's the CMA Awards. They snubbed Eric Church enough times, so...
Yeah, Stapleton won it. He's already won it at the ACMs, and he's already won it for Traveler and for the first part of his second album. So they love Stapleton when it comes to albums. But I'm going to go way out on a limb here. I'm going to say Carly's going to take it.
I knew it. Yeah. That's a great project, though, truly.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of, if not my favorite female albums of the last decade. Maybe my favorite female album of the last decade. We'll talk more about that when we get to the year end, but it would not surprise me if Stapleton and Morgan kind of split the vote and there's just a bunch of people that want to give Carly the honor. So we'll see. I would guess Stapleton's going to win because Morgan has made so many people mad.
Yeah, but, that's the only other thing that influenced my choice is that the guy isn't even allowed to be at the show.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm sticking with Stapleton though. I think they're going to give it to him. I think they are. So it'll be interesting to see because we all three had different ones on this one too.
That's right, man. Here's the big one. Here's the big one.
Yeah, the big category of the night that you stay up and don't go to bed to watch because you hope that your favorite is going to get it and they don't. Because Garth Brooks
until they do.
But Garth Brooks is not nominated anymore because he took himself out as of last year. So nominees for Entertainer of the Year: Eric Church, Luke Combs, Miranda Lambert, Chris Stapleton, and Carrie Underwood.
What do you think?
This is a great category. All these folks are amazing. I think Eric Church is going to repeat.
Ooh.
I think he's going to repeat.
Really going on the limb there.
Big time. Going on a limb. I'm going Chief.
What do you think, Kurt?
I got Church repeating as well.
Yes.
Just simply his triple album or his 3 separate records that he released in February, March, on top of the fact that he's doing the whole Gather Again tour. Not that other artists aren't touring and stuff, because mostly everybody's back into touring now, but he was kind of the first one to get the ball rolling on that and stuff, and his shows that from what I've seen have been incredible, so I gotta go church again.
Yeah. I think I know where Chris is going.
I think that it's Stapleton's night.
Really? Entertainer at Stapleton. That would be cool.
I do. I think this is the year. He had huge album. He's got 2 massive radio singles. He's never had two big radio singles off of the same album. And I just think that this is his year, similar to last year being Eric's year. Obviously, I want Luke to win.
Yeah.
I hope Luke wins, but I think Stapleton's going to take it.
Yeah, I could see that. I really don't think you go wrong with these nominees. They're all amazing performers. Actually, believe it or not, I have not seen Stapleton live yet, but I've had a ton of friends go, and I've seen a ton of videos that, prove that this guy can put on a show. So,
oh, yeah.
All the other artists like Eric, Luke, Miranda, and Carrie I've seen, and, they put on a hell of a show. I'm kind of with Kurt, though, on my thoughts is because, and Chris, we talked about this way back whenever it was announced, Eric was the first one to announce the full tour, and we thought he was crazy.
Yep.
We were like, this guy, what? He isn't going to be able to pull this off. And the guy goes out by himself with a guitar when his band members caught COVID or whatever, and still puts on the shows that weekend and has Morgan Wallen show up as a guest appearance. And I don't know. Little things like that, I think, add up to make you a great entertainer when no matter what, the show must go on, and he went with that new crazy stage setup, which I didn't love being in the pit, but whatever, it was unique, it was different, which Luke did something similar. He did the In the Round for the first time too, so, the live show that these folks all put on is just great, so it'll be interesting to see who gets it.
Yeah, Carrie and Miranda really have not toured much, so it would surprise me if either one of them get it. Stapleton, Luke, and Eric have been hitting it hard, so
I think it's
would
between
definitely think it's going to be one of those 3, yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. Cool, man. I'm definitely anxious to see how this turns out after we've kind of went over these major categories here with our predictions. So
that's right. We'll be watching.
Hopefully, we'll be a little closer with our predictions than last year because we were.
That's right.
We were pretty far off, but yeah, that's really all I had, guys. Did you guys have any other final thoughts you want to throw in on CMA's country music in general?
I guess my only thought is I'd say there's a very good chance we're going to get maybe the lead single from Combs 3, maybe. It'd be a good place to debut it. We'll see.
Yeah, because he's performing, but they didn't announce what he was performing or anything.
Right. So, it's either Cold As You Again, which he has performed a ton, or maybe South on You, or maybe a new song. We'll see.
Really hoping it's a new song.
Yeah, I'm ready for some new Luke for sure.
Yeah.
It's been about 2 years since the second album, sophomore. He put out the deluxe, but, since the second album came out, it's been about 2 years. It was November of 19, actually.
Yeah. It seems like he hasn't put that much out, but he's actually put out, 2 songs this year, plus the 6 from the deluxe. So he's actually put out.
And he's been doing shows.
We're just spoiled.
Yeah, we're spoiled. It's like that when you follow certain artists so closely. You're like, come on, man, I've been listening to this for seems like a decade, but it's not even been a full 2 years yet.
That's right, man.
Well, especially because Luke, not to get on a super tangent here, but he is one to really tease his music a lot before it comes out. Whether it be at the live show or on social media, because that's just kind of how he built his brand for himself back on Vine and YouTube and all that. So he, I don't think he does it as much as he used to, but the first couple of years of him really blowing up, he was teasing, and once the final project came out, you're like, oh, I've heard this at the live show 6 times last year and on YouTube and Facebook, so it doesn't seem as new, at least to me, but the super fan problem, I guess, I don't know.
Yeah, he'll be wrapping up his tour soon, aside from the Canadian leg of it. He'll be wrapping up his tour soon, so I wouldn't be surprised if he started dropping some new singles or something like that, or started teasing us with his 3rd album or something like that, because, he's wrapping up touring, halfway through December or something like that?
Yeah.
Aside from his Canadian dates in March, and then, I wouldn't be surprised if he started dropping new music soon at all.
For sure. Did you got some tickets to the Canadian tour, right?
Yeah, I got tickets to 2 separate shows.
That's awesome.
I got one in Toronto because that's just closer for me now, and then I got the ones back in Ottawa, so I'll be going to see him twice in March.
Sweet, man.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Riley's opening, right?
Yeah, Riley Green and Chase Beckham are opening.
Oh, that's right. Did you see that the Canadian festival that he's doing next summer? Is that close to you all?
That's that's in Ottawa, so that's Blues Fest.
Yeah.
And so it's like our big music festival. It's not a country music festival, just strictly. It's like an all genre music festival. So there's hip hop artists and rap artists and all that there too. But he is one of the big headliners next year. I don't know if
Oh,
I'm gonna
that's
go to
cool.
that or not yet.
That sounds awesome. Kind of a big mixed genre festival would be sweet.
And
Did
then
you?
Eric Church is doing his Canadian leg. Sorry, go ahead.
No, no, you're fine. Go ahead, man. That's what I was going to ask you about. Actually, go ahead.
Yeah. So and then Church is doing his Canadian leg in I think is it January or February, maybe
Hmm.
mix of the both. He's already started some of it. He was in Calgary and Edmonton and BC last week, I think.
Yeah,
But I'm going to see him in Ottawa either in January or February. I can't remember. I think it's January.
sweet man. That'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm
It's an
excited for
awesome
that.
show.
Oh yeah, no openers or anything either, which is nice. So you'll just get like a steady 3-4 hour diet of just church.
Man, it is. Chris and I talk about this, and it is amazing going to see Eric live, but it is exhausting going to do an Eric Church concert because
It is exhausting.
I mean, you just like as much as he's putting it all, the crowd's putting it all back, and man, it is. And oh, dude, we were beat after I left we went to the opening night in Lexington, Kentucky, and my wife and I we had pit tickets, and shoo, by the end of that show, man, I was ready to go home. I was like, I'm wore out. Maybe it's a
Yeah.
testament to my age. I'm getting old now. I don't know. Big 3 O's around the corner, so maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But
Yeah. Well, no, I'm excited for that one. That's going to be a heck of a show.
oh yeah, most definitely, man. You'll have a blast. Well, guys, I think that's gonna do it. I didn't have anything else. Do you guys have any other last minute thoughts on the state of country music today?
I think we're good, man.
I'm
Cool.
all good.
Cool. Well, Kurt, thank you so much for coming on again, man. We truly appreciate hanging out and chatting about country music with you. It's always a blast, brother.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
man.
no worries. At any time.
Heck yeah. Well, speaking of Kurt, you do have an awesome thing going on with TikTok. You put out some of the funnest, coolest country music content out in the app, in my opinion. So, to all our listeners, make sure you guys go follow him. It's Kurt_country. You can find him on TikTok. Give him a follow, like his videos, watch all that stuff. While you're at it, come follow us all over social media. Just search Bro Country Pod. You'll find us everywhere. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all that good stuff. Yeah, that's going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as always, until next time, keep it country and take care of each other.